Hello and welcome to another session of Let's Learn German. I hope you revised the contents of the previous session and you are ready to learn something new in this session. If you remember, in the previous session we started with a special category of verbs called the Modalverben or modal verbs, and out of the 6 Modalverben we did the verb können. Now in this session we are again going to work with Modalverben and we are going to do the verb dürfen. Please repeat after me. Dürfen. Dürfen, like können, has got different contextual meanings. So, the first contextual meaning of dürfen is permission, which is known in German as Erlaubnis, prohibition, which in German is known as Verbot, and to ask polite question or to raise an inquiry, which is in German called höfliche Frage. So, as I told you earlier, Modalverben always modify the meaning of the sentence. So, as you know, können in a sentence modifies the meaning of the sentence. In the same way, modal verb dürfen also changes the meaning of the sentence. You are also familiar with the basic structure of the modal verb, that a modal verb is always conjugated according to the noun or the pronoun, and the other verb or the dependent verb is always at the end in the infinitive form. Now, let us look at the conjugation of the verb dürfen in singular and plural pronouns. Here we have the singular pronouns ich darf, du darfst, sie es darf, sie dürfen. If you remember, I had told you that modal verbs, when they are conjugated, the conjugation form in the first person singular and the third person singular remains the same. Here also, if you see, the conjugation of the verb dürfen with ich and with sie es carries the same conjugation pattern. So, ich darf and sie es darf, as you can have the same conjugation pattern for the verb dürfen. Now, let us look at the conjugation pattern of the verb dürfen for plural pronouns. Well, they follow the same pattern, like for können, wir dürfen, ihr dürft, sie dürfen, sie dürfen. So, the change is happening only in the singular pronouns, especially for ich, du, sie es, where the umlaut ü word is being replaced by the vowel a. So, ich darf, du darfst, sie es darf, whereas for the other pronouns the verb dürfen does not make any change in its structure except for the pronoun ihr, where the ending t is added. Let us look at some examples of the conjugation of the verb dürfen. Darf ich nach Hause gehen? Hier dürfen Sie nicht sprechen. Darf ich Ihnen helfen? Well, all these three sentences have different meanings. For the first sentence, darf ich nach Hause gehen, it is a case of permission, or as we call in German, Erlaubnis. May I go home? In the sentence number 2, hier dürfen Sie nicht sprechen, here it is a case of prohibition or Verbot, where something is not allowed to be done. Let us look at sentence number 3, darf ich Ihnen helfen? This sentence is an example of the context polite question or inquiry, or in German called höfliche Frage. So, the verb dürfen caters to different meanings here in these three sentences, and you are already familiar with the modal verb and structure. The verb is conjugated, that is the modal verb is conjugated and the infinitive verb goes to the end. And as you can see, sentence number 1 here is a yes or no question, sentence number 2 is an affirmative, and sentence number 3 here is also a question. So, sentence number 1 and 3 are yes or no questions, and with yes or no questions we have the verb at the first position conjugated according to the pronoun, as in this case here, or with the noun. Now, let us look at the examples for the verb conjugation dürfen. Darf ich hier parken? As you can see, here the verb dürfen has been conjugated according to the pronoun ich. Die Kinder dürfen im Garten spielen. Here, as you see, the verb dürfen has been conjugated according to the plural noun Kinder, which means children. Du darfst nicht mitkommen. Here, the verb dürfen, as you can see, has been conjugated according to the pronoun du. Sie dürfen hier nicht laut sprechen. Here also, the verb dürfen has been conjugated according to the pronoun sie. Ihr dürft heute lange schlafen. Here also, the verb has been conjugated according to the pronoun ihr. And let me also remind you that the modal verb in all these sentences has been conjugated according to the noun or to the respective pronoun, and the dependent verb or the verb which is attached to this sentence goes towards the end, as you can see here, and it is in the infinitive form. Now, a student would write here the conjugation of the verb dürfen and also underline the infinitive verb. Here, the student was not only supposed to write the correct conjugation, but also the student was supposed to mark the verb in the infinitive form. Now, in sentence number 1, here the sentence is: Sie ist 17 Jahre alt. Sie darf nicht Auto fahren. Here, the student correctly figured out that the pronoun here is third person singular and conjugated the verb dürfen as darf and also marked the infinitive verb fahren. In sentence number 2, im Unterricht dürft ihr nicht am Handy sprechen. Here also the student correctly figured out that the verb conjugation of dürfen with ihr is dürft and the infinitive verb is sprechen. For sentence number 3, Wir dürfen nur abends Fernsehen. Here the student wrote the correct conjugation of the verb dürfen along to the pronoun wir and the infinitive verb Fernsehen. Fernsehen means to watch television. Number 4, das darfst du nicht. Here the student wrote the correct conjugation of the verb dürfen according to the pronoun du, and if you see, there isn't any infinitive verb here. As I told you, Modalverben are usually associated with an infinitive verb, as you know already, or they are also independent verbs where they only require a subject or nominative. Well, this is the example in this case. Number 5, Sie dürfen hier nicht telefonieren. Here also the student identified the correct conjugation pattern for the pronoun Sie and also marked the infinitive verb at the end. Darf ich dich etwas fragen? Here also the student correctly identified the conjugation of the verb dürfen with ich, which is darf, and also correctly underlined the infinitive verb. Now, we are going to do another exercise for the modal verb dürfen. Here in this exercise, words are jumbled up and we are going to make sentences out of those jumbled up words. Du darfst hier singen. Im Unterricht dürft ihr nicht schlafen. Darf ich hier telefonieren? Now, as you can see, here we have the element for sentence number 1. Singen, a verb, dürfen, the modal verb, the pronoun du, and the ihr as the adverb, and we make a sentence out of these elements by placing the pronoun at the beginning, which is the subject or the nominative, as you know. We conjugate the modal verb according to the pronoun. So, we have the structure darfs at the second position, and then we have the adverb here, and as you know, the dependent verb goes to the end and it stays in the infinitive form. So, we have the verb singen here. Now, in this sentence, we made im Unterricht dürft ihr nicht schlafen, where the position of the verb, as you know, always remain the second, and the pronoun is at this position and has been conjugated, and we have the dependent verb at the end in the infinitive form, and the rest of the elements are at the respective places. And this sentence, darf ich hier telefonieren, as you know, this is a question with the verb at the first position, the infinitive verb at the end, and the verb dürfen has been conjugated according to the pronoun ich. Now, let us learn another modal verb, müssen. Well, you are already familiar with two modal verb können and dürfen. Müssen, like the other modal verben, has also got different meanings in different contexts. As you can see, the first meaning of the verb müssen is Notwendigkeit or necessity. The second meaning which it generates is that of an order, or we call that in German Befehl, And the third meaning is for the context duty, what we call in German Pflicht. So, as you can see, müssen is used especially in these three contexts for each and every sentence. Now, let us look at the conjugation of müssen with singular and plural pronouns. And as you can see, here we have the pronoun ich, du, er, sie, es, sie, which are in singular, and the conjugation of müssen with ich is ich muss, du musst, er, sie, es muss, sie müssen. As you already know, modal verbs, when they are conjugated with the first person pronoun ich and with the third person pronoun er, sie, es, they retain the same form. And here also you can see that the conjugation of the verb müssen with ich and with er, sie, es remains the same. Like in the other modal verbs also, here the conjugation is retained for sie, sie müssen, wir müssen, ihr müsst, sie müssen, sie müssen. So, the change in the structure of the verb is only taking place for these pronouns ich, du, er, sie, es only. Also, I would like to point out that for the pronoun du, the conjugation is there with an st, where an additional s is not written, since the verb müssen already contains two s. Now, let us look at some examples for the verb müssen and its conjugation. Ich muss arbeiten. Du musst lernen. Ihr müsst hier bleiben. As you can see, here we have three sentences with three conjugations pattern of the verb müssen and three different meanings. Ich muss arbeiten, which means I must work, is a necessity, or as we call in German, Notwendigkeit. Du musst lernen. Well, that is an order. Ihr müsst hier bleiben, and this can also be an order as well as a part of duty or an obligation. And if you look at the structure of these sentences, you can very easily find out that the modal verb müssen has been conjugated according to the pronouns ich, du, or ihr, and the dependent verb goes towards the end in the infinitive form, like in the previous two modal verbs also. Now, let us do some examples for the verb conjugation müssen. Here, look at the first sentence. Ich die Tablette nehmen. Here, we are supposed to write the correct verb conjugation for müssen, and if you see, the conjugation is ich muss die Tabletten nehmen. Tabletten, as you know, is similar to the word tablets, which means medicine. Now, look at this sentence. Du heute arbeiten? Well, you know that this is a question where usually a verb at the first position is written, and here we are going to write the verb müssen in its conjugated form for the pronoun du. Wir hier eine Woche bleiben. Here we are supposed to write the conjugation of the verb müssen, which is for the pronoun wir. Wir müssen hier eine Woche bleiben. For sentence number 4, ihr das Haus aufräumen. Again, for pronoun ihr, we write the verb conjugation ihr müsst. And for the last sentence, im Krankenhaus leise sein. Leise means to be silent. Krankenhaus means a hospital. So, here we are conjugating the verb müssen according to the pronoun sie, which will be im Krankenhaus müssen sie leise sein. And let me again remind you, here we have the dependent verb in infinitive form at the end, which I am marking right now. Now, we will do an exercise where the student would write the correct verb conjugation for the verb müssen and also answers given by the student. Du musst mehr schlafen. Well, the student has correctly written the conjugation of the verb müssen according to the pronoun du and also underlined the infinitive verb at the end. Der Zug fährt bald ab. Wir müssen sofort einsteigen. Here it means the train would leave soon. We must get into the train quickly. Now, if you look here, the verb müssen has been conjugated correctly according to the pronoun wir, and the infinitive verb has been underlined, and einsteigen basically means to get inside, and as you know, this is a trennbares verb or a separable verb. Number 3. Heute muss ich länger im Büro bleiben. Here also the verb has been correctly conjugated according to the pronoun ich, and the infinitive verb has been underlined, which is bleiben. Now, let us look at sentence number 4. Müsst ihr lange warten? Here, as you can see, the verb müssen has been conjugated according to the pronoun ihr. The infinitive verb has been underlined, which is at the end, and as you see here, the verb is at the first position, which makes it into a yes or no question. Now, for sentence number 5, für den Test muss meine Schwester viel lernen. Here also the verb müssen has been conjugated according to the noun Schwester, which means sister, and the infinitive verb lernen has been placed at the end in its non-conjugated format. So, in today's session we did two Modalverben, which are dürfen and müssen. We learnt that dürfen and müssen are used in different contexts and they have different meanings. Also, we learnt the various conjugation patterns of the verbs dürfen and müssen, and we also did certain exercises. I hope you were able to understand the concept of Modalverben. In the next session also, we will be dealing with the other Modalverben. Till then, please revise the Modalverben which we did in the previous sessions, and also don't forget to revise the verbs, their conjugations, nouns, articles and the plural forms of the nouns. And as I always say, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss.